might need to pick right
Ah. Okay.
I'm gonna do Nikki Rose page. Do that one.
You sit that up here. Speak up, Miss. Just start talking. Start
Oh,
talking.
is it me?
Sound
Are we
quiet.
live?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh, I
live.
didn't know it was live.
Yeah, start talking.
Okay.
Hello, happy Total Woman Tuesday.
So, Miss, just sit like you gonna sit and let me get you adjusted. How you gonna sit is how you gonna sit. You may not be able to be super comfortable.
No, I'm good.
You good like that?
Yeah.
That's what talk. Let's talk. Hey, what's up, people?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Total Woman Tuesday.
Hello, hello. I'm beautiful. I'm so.
What's that sound?
How y'all doing today? Hey, hey, we beautiful, ain't we? Hey, we better than you. We better than those Barbie bitches. Hey, I set the rules. Shamika Michelle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's let the beat build. Let's see what's up. Hey April, hey Courtney, Jamaica. I know who was in your seat. Misty, fill it in for you. We giving you a vacation day.
Tell
You could
Jamaica.
have still came on. Are you and Javon gonna stack later? Call Jay and see what's
I
up.
already told Jamaica I ain't got no beamer, but I pull up on ya. We been through this, sis. I missed you today. I want to see you.
Yeah, so come over. Her and Jay usually go on afterwards, so
Okay.
you know.
And I leave tomorrow.
So you have to come over today, ASAP. Hey Rodney, hey Loris, Travis, Tracy B, what up, what up, what up? Today is Total Woman Tuesday. The weeks are going by so fast, like so fast, so fast. We got such a good show ahead. I'm excited. I call it kind of like the part 2 to you and Shamika's talk about colorism on Sundays with Shamika. And so again, I'm excited. And then we just came back from the Stagville plantation in Durham, North Carolina. And so I think that goes right along with our conversation.
Absolutely.
Definitely, definitely. Hey, Bobby.
So I am one who goes and visits different plantations. I've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years. I don't always get to go every year, but I like to go and meditate and journal. The Egyptians used to write letters to the dead. And so I followed the traditions of the ancestors, and that's where I go. So it was a great, great visit today.
And it's the first time I ever been, and I'm from Durham. And it meant even more to me because I went to Ghana and I went to, the door, I went to there to where the slave quarters was. I walked down that last mile when you're getting shipped off and how they prepare you on the ship, scalping the women, greasing them down with palm oil. I went to the castle in which they stayed, and I walked through the door of no return. You know what I'm saying? And when my ancestors never came back, and I was locked in the dungeon. So to see how that felt, and then come over here, I was like, wow. Because when I left there, that would be sad for me, for anybody,
Absolutely.
to experience. But then to say, oh my goodness, from what I'm hearing, nobody knew that this was gonna happen to the 10th power. Like, okay, they had endured so much before getting on the ships. Then you're going to get them over here and do even worse. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how did they even expect to get any labor from them after they broke them down so much. So, yeah.
I mean, but that was the reason why they broke them down, so much. You know
But
what I
I'm
mean?
just like,
So,
I can't even, not just our DNA, the resilience that's in us is
absolutely. And that's why I
impeccable.
go and sit and meditate and, call on the ancestors and ask for guidance. That's my main purpose.
So today we're going to talk about colorism in the aspect of good or bad hair. They talked about complexion. We're going to talk about hair within our community and the way society makes us feel that if you don't have certain types of hair, you're not good enough, which is usually Caucasian hair, straight hair, or just, whatever. Any other nationality seem like besides ours
Right.
is good hair. And as you can see, I got my natural twisty afro going on, and Misty got her what we would say is good hair. Misty is like, this
It's
is
not
still
good hair.
Yeah.
Well, I feel personally there's no such thing in black hair as good hair or bad hair.
Exactly.
We've allowed them to define who we are and what's good and what's bad externally and internally.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So in my opinion, there is no such thing, and I wish sisters would stop saying, well, I got bad hair and you got better hair, and we all have our unique hair. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad because it's more kinkier.
Yeah. And I mean, as a cosmetologist, I have done little girls' hair or even grown women hair that have misty hair that don't know what to do with it. Nothing works for it. Even if you got a relaxer, you still will have a wave pattern, so you can't get it straight, or you risk over processing it. It still is dry. It still is certain things, but the outward appearance when you put your stuff on it make it look like, ooh. And It's like you get judged and teased based on that. And I want to say this too, and then we'll get back to it. Like the things that I heard you and Shamika discuss that y'all have heard and been teased about, I was like so saddened that we do these type of things to each other. And we really, really, really have to discuss that in itself. We'll talk a little bit more about hair and why what we have is not enough. As a cosmetologist, I often get women who come in with their young daughters asking me to do so and so. First of all, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we were disgusted about women getting relaxers in their daughter's hair at such a young age. Remember that? It was like, what happened to the ponytails and stuff? And women like, I need her edges to be smooth. So now, when you used to have to wait till about 13 or 16 to get a relaxer, you got 7-year-olds, 5-year-olds getting relaxers so they can have slick edges. And I'm like, well, maybe they're not supposed to have no ponytail then, if you need the edges to be so slick down. Right. And I remember being upset as a cosmetologist when I first came out of school, because that was the fight I was fighting. Don't put relaxers in these young girls so early. Now we have 10 years later, and I'm fighting with parents saying, don't get her sewing. So now we bypass edges, because don't nobody have no edges. Now you saying you want them to have sewings. And I'm like, why would you let a little girl know what she look like other than herself when she's still growing, trying to find her identity? I think it's so crazy the way us as grown women know that we are suffering with the low self-esteem about our hair, and we would actually put our daughters in a situation where, oh, my earrings is crooked. Anyway, that we will put we will actually put our young girls in a situation at an even younger age. That's so sad.
But I mean, it's like you said, it's the parents who, the women who are not loving who they are without the makeup, without the weave. I'm watching my niece go through this phase where I I was talking about her the other day and getting her to love herself because she's so dark, and I know the issues she's going to have as being a very dark complected young girl. So I would do her hair, and if she wanted it to look straight, I can still do her hair. I mean, you can still do natural hair straight. I straighten my hair sometimes. I haven't had a perm since 2013. But when I want the straight look, if you go to the right beautician, they can make it look like you have a perm without actually putting those chemicals, in our hair. And, do we think about when they are bottling the perm, I guess, or putting it in a jar, they're wearing masks to do it. Just like the nails, the acrylics. They're wearing, you going into a shop to get your nails done, and the Chinese people got masks on their face because they don't want to breathe in the chemicals that you putting on your nails and going into your pores. And a lot of that stuff has a lot to do.
Licking your fingers when you're eating and stuff.
A lot of that stuff has to do with infertility too. So we don't think we are really dying as Black women to be beautiful. Like literally dying to be beautiful, and it's not that serious.
Jamaica said parents don't want to comb their hair because they don't want to do theirs.
Well, I mean,
they said because laziness
and all you see women with weaves and because they don't want to do their hair or for whatever reason, or braids, and the mama hair is all done up, and then the little girl hair just look a mess.
I know. I think it was Sonya that said. She said, sending your daughter to the beauty salon stops bonding moments. The moment when you sit between your mother's legs and she do your hair. When y'all talking about stuff, just the comfort and the friendship and all of that you build, you stop that. And I see that. That stops. I could so see that, and I never looked at it like that until she said it. But I so very much see that is I know. So I remember I had made a video that if you don't talk to if you have to use a period tracker, that you're not a good parent. They was like, what? Well, if you don't do your daughter's hair, you're not talking to her about a cycle.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Y'all not in the kitchen. Exactly. There's a whole bunch of stuff. That stuff goes hands in hand, because in those moments, first of all, you don't have enough moments in where it sit you down with your child. That's a every week. That could be a every morning thing. Brush your hair, help her comb it. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it was once a week, the cornrows and stuff like that. That was a thing. My mother didn't really know how to. My mother taught me how to cornrow. And so they don't pass that down. Excuse me. And I have clients that bring their daughters. I have a client, she had like 4 daughters, 4 or 5. 5. And I'm like, I know it's a hairdresser in there. But you bring them to the salon so much to get their hair done, they're not playing in each other's hair. That's a skill that can be cultivated that you're not helping to grow because of that. But that was this more of a side note. But this thing about hair, even as we come into this awareness with our natural hair, we have to be happy with the hair we have, or we will be Black women again hating each other because our hair don't look like someone else's. And we have to discuss that. We have people, what product do you use? I need to still get to the beauty salon to get a twist out or this or that. And it's just a constant conversation of hair. We are so consumed with hair because we want it to look like somebody else. And I just would like to, if anybody can add to the thread, what do you think it is that is making us so never happy with ourselves? I mean, of course, we know we say it's about what the media says beauty is, but then if you ask a Black woman if she wants to look like a white woman, she'll be like, I don't want to look like a white woman.
Well, they lying to themselves. They didn't. They wouldn't, the straight hair wouldn't be beautiful. I thought, I used to put blonde in my hair, and I thought that was a beautiful color. Like,
I did too.
And then sometimes, like, with my eye color, and then now I got blonde in my, sometimes doing half of my, I got some pictures on my timeline where half of my hair did a horseshoe, and all this was blonde up here. And then I'm looking at myself, I'm like, shit, you really look white. you know, with this blonde hair and these colored eyes. So I took it out. But I think for light skin, like I went natural, and I heard Javon say this too one time, that light skin girls seeking identity, and I'm paraphrasing, don't know if I fuck up, he gonna be coming through the door. I ain't say that. But something to the effect where light-skinned girls, because we're not accepted as black, so when we try to identify with being black and decide to go natural, I went through that. Okay, I'm gonna go natural. Well, this ain't natural enough. You know what I mean? We want the natural hair, so we're identified at least. Well, she got to be black because she rocking natural hair. But I just said the other night after the show with Sundays with Shamika, and we were sitting there and talking about hair, and I was like, well, I want how you get your hair like that? And then there we go. So after we just talked about the self-hate issues, I'm like, I want my hair like your hair.
Why you don't want my hair?
I wasn't sitting by you.
I want her hair. I don't want your hair. But that's why I purposely wanted to show the contrast, because it may be more easier. I mean, when you go natural, you like, I want Shamika's hair, if not your hair. Nobody don't say, I want Chris hair, which I'm not saying it for Chris. I'm saying for me, like, I do hair. I could sew me in some natural afro hair, and y'all wouldn't know the difference. I purposely don't add any hair to show that you can still find confidence in what you have. And I play with it, and I try to do stuff to make it jazzy, and sometimes I say fuck it because of the fact that I'm like, this is what I have. I like bed hair Maxwell. I like Maxwell hair.
You got Maxwell hair?
I mean, you know, just how the disheveled look. Like, that's what my version of Maxwell.
But see, I wish my hair was a bit more coarse. Well, it's just not that coarse. I mean, that's just the bottom line. But I often want, so I can do this. You know, there's other styles, and it's like, well, I'm still not satisfied with going natural and my natural hair being the way it is.
But even in my nakedness, so y'all see I got the little twisty things on it, because when you do your wash and go, you shrink all the way to a little boy. So with my little twisty things, I am trying to create a style. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, it's going to do what I want to do. Jamaica's helping me with this certain look that I'm looking for. But with the little twist at the end, it helps it not to shrink totally down to my head when it dry. So I still, in my way, is still trying to elongate. Is it elongate? But you get what I'm saying? Make my hair look longer. And this is the thing. My hair has grown out to Shamika's length. Well, not Shamika's length, but like I had a big afro, and then it does what it do, or it has been doing what it do for getting, you know, because, you know, birth controls and stuff make your hair break off. And so I think, and I have to get all that stuff out my system in order for it to grow back. Or I could just be older now and your body goes through changes. So you get people be like, my hair used to be down the middle of my back. Yeah, when you was 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get on hip hop, you know, this era, how we all growing up in hip hop, it makes us forget that we are actually, you know, older, and that stuff is going to change about us. Somebody said, Tracy B said, I felt that I was torturing my girls because they were so tender-headed. And I have heard that as reasons why women gave their daughters relaxers. But my mother was like, sit your ass still and be tender-headed. Like, I was very tender-headed. I squirmed. You had the comb and you pop and you sit, and it was for the better good, and no different than they did that. They made us eat vegetables. They made us eat, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of stuff. And you know, maybe on a different show, definitely in the calling, or maybe in another round table thing. Like, I want us to all question what has made us change the way we got parented.
Laziness. Parents are lazy. They don't want to sit there.
I'm lazy.
They don't want to sit. You got boys.
Well, yeah.
But women, but these young girls, young women, they don't want to sit for 2 hours. Grease and scalps. I mean, when my mom did our hair, she washed it, conditioned it. We got our scalp grease. You know what I'm saying? She maintained our hair, but they too busy on Facebook. You know, they too busy in Empire.
Technology.
You're not gonna sit down. Yeah. I mean, you can't eat. Some children can't. I've been in households where watching a parent on social media and the child is saying I'm hungry or trying to get the mother's attention, and we just totally ignore our children. So I don't expect parents to sit down and do their children's hair. It's easy for them to, look, I used to pick my niece up from school and sitting outside, or if I go into school, and it's an inner city school, so it's a black children, and I'm looking at all these children, and at the track meets and football games, I'm always with the children, and I'm like, look how much money all these children that's, they're not, 13, 14, 15, and all this weave. It's so heartbreaking that we provide this for our children. I mean, we're teaching them to hate themselves. Is what it is. But that's because the parents are hating themselves. So what else are you going to teach but self-hate when you don't like your own self?
Exactly. And that's just that's just really sad.
So don't be lazy. Don't say, because my child is tender-headed, that's a reason to put chemicals in their hair that's destroying their hair. I mean, why would and I'm, I raised my hand first because I did it for so many years, where when I was a teenager and seeing all my friends get perms and then going to my mother and saying, well, I want a perm. She said, not till you out my house. And I was about 15, 16 years old. So I was like, I can't wait till I get 18 to put a perm in my hair. Mm-hmm. As soon as I got my first apartment, I ran and got a perm. You know how many times I've cut my hair and started all over because I stripped it, put in perms, and then trying to have either blonde hair or blonde highlights, and where the perm meets the blonde, and I was just chopping my hair off all the time. And I'm like, why do I need to put these chemicals in my hair to feel beautiful? My hair is lighter in the top. That's peroxide. I refuse chemicals. What's the hair dye that's non-chemical, that's chemical free? It's like
it's semi-permanent. It's a rinse.
No, not a rinse. It's more natural than it's so.
Or like a henna.
A henna.
But it's very strong still. I never really understood, because if you put a henna and get a relaxer, your hair still break off.
Not henna with a relaxer. Just henna. I mean, I
know, I'm just saying. I don't know. I know that's supposed to be more natural, but if you put a chemical with it.
But it's not a chemical, right?
I know it's not supposed to be, but if somebody gets a relaxer, now it will still lighten, but nothing lightens like peroxide.
And sun.
And well, yeah.
Where I went in the sun. That's how I got this color. So I don't have no harsh chemicals. And it was difficult for me because I wore my natural hair color for about 3 years, but being one that always wanted a different look with my hair, I just didn't want to go with the harsh chemicals, and I'm shouting natural hair. So peroxide has not damaged my hair at all. This is probably the lightest I would go too, but we, even in the workplace, this is where I struggle sometimes, and especially lately looking for a job when it's interview time. Then I ask myself, well, what type of company is this? And would I get the job if I wear my hair like it is now, or
that's
down
the same
crinkly?
Thing I would have to do.
Or should I straighten it? And I was like, I'm not going to compromise how I primarily wear my hair now, because I'm not putting a lot of heat in my hair, and I haven't since 2013. So this is primarily my, the way my hair is going to look. And but the fact that I have to sit and say, I got to if I straighten my hair, I might get the job.
But what's so crazy is I wouldn't even think that you would have to say that, because I know if I went in there like this, not say I know, but for the most part, a person knows if they come in there like this, you're going to have a real big problem. That. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just what I'm saying in dialogue, like, people are jealous of things that they don't even know nothing about. And here this sister is like, yo, I have to wonder the same thing you have to wonder. Exactly. When we have stuff at school and we have to dress up, I'm in school and they know me, but it's a project. You know what I'm saying? And I have to figure out how to do something with my hair because my professor is 60 years old and he or she don't believe that you should come a certain type of way to an interview. So now I'm like, do I wear a hat? I'm trying to twist. I'm trying to roll it up to try to make my thing look as presentable as they want. And I'm just like, that's my emotional. But I'm just like, how are we in 2017 and we having you have a problem, your employer will have a problem with a potential employee based on their hair, not based on their qualifications. I think that's crazy. And so to go bottom line, if she has to worry about that and I have to worry about that, then we have the same exact problems. So the last thing we need is to be upset with each other about hair that we have no control over. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny though, because, and now we can go into just the whole brown skin a little bit, because I had blonde hair up until 30, like from like, I don't know, like 22-ish to 30. I always had blonde hair. I have tried every type of way to have blonde hair, with the relaxer, without. I waited 2 weeks. Well, first I made it fall out because I didn't know that the white people book didn't apply to me, even though I had my license in it. When they say 2 weeks, wait 2 weeks, that's white people hair growth. That's not black people hair growth. When they say you could put it in, that means I had to figure out, like, black women, if they're going to get relaxer in color, they need to put relaxer, then wait and get color. Not get color then relaxer, because you don't have enough new growth. Right. And then you putting this chemical on it, your hair come off. So I done had them fell out plenty of times. And then the first time I went natural, I only went natural to be able to have blonde hair, because I knew I couldn't do both. I had blonde hair and I had green eyes. For those of y'all have been watching, I have wanted to be Olivia Newton-John my whole life. So that was my version of Sandy from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I had the regular green eyes, not the scary cat eyes. They actually looked not scary because my eyes were so dark. And so I wanted to be that side. And then as I became aware, or just tired of my hair breaking off, a little bit of both, I decided I didn't want color anymore. I didn't want to contact. It has been a journey of like, please, girl, stop hiding from yourself. Exactly. This is just too much. And, and I pride myself on doing ministries so I call it what my clients, because I have always believed that you need to feel good about yourself on the inside, because I could do the bomb hairstyle and turn you around and you don't like it because you don't like you. Right. And so when saying that, I was talking to Misty about me being brown skinned and how I have managed to play the middle in life all the way. And I've never heard these conversations, although that her and Shamika spoke of, but I've always found myself in a situation where I could feel the tenseness. Like if I'm with some girls that's darker and the light-skinned girl come in, I can hear them, I can feel it, Or if I'm with a light-skinned girl and a dark-skinned girl come in, it's like, And, I ain't never had to say nothing either way. And I don't know what I would have said if I had to speak up. But it's allowed me to play the middle. Nobody had never expected me to be smart. And nobody cared if I was dumb. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've been able to get guys, with no problem. But, I want the first pick that was going to be white. Right. I want Misty. You get what I'm just saying? I won't consider the trophy, and I want the smart girl. You get what I'm saying? So I've just been able to skate through life and make it in the right spaces. And I'm like, for us brown skinned women, like, we have to take this conversation seriously, even if we haven't had any, even if we could feel like it's not really about us, because these sisters have to be supported where we have not had to, endure the pain that they've had to have. Yeah, I'm black, but I'm like, I ain't light. And I ain't dark. So, it's one of those things. Let me read some comments.
Okay. But it does need to be taken seriously, this whole colorism, in our community. The black girl, I was reading some of the comments. I had not got to read any until today. And, people were saying, great topic. We need to have more of these conversations. It should not stop here. I think the conversation should be had weekly. I mean, you know, because I've had it before as an agenda, you know, on a network, and it's like, then I didn't have it anymore. You know, that's been 2 years ago. So we really need to keep having this conversation, because what colorism does, especially to us sisters, you know, it scars our soul. Like Shamika, like, I don't think I said this on Sunday, but I meant to, and I know she's probably watching, but I just want to apologize to you, sister, that people hated themselves so much, because that's what it was, that they would call you an African booty snatcher. You know what I'm saying? Or think that she was ugly because of her dark skin or her big lips or her, and then you had some sisters out here wishing we were you, you know. So, you know, I just apologize that you will have to endure that type of bullshit. But I tell you all the time, you're beautiful. But you know that. You know that. So the support, like Chris was saying, we do need to be supporting each other. It's like, I guess I have a question to some of those that may be following, especially those that follow in Squad. Did you see Sundays with Shamika Michelle? And if you haven't seen the program on Sunday that we did together, then go to the Naked Girls page. Is it on the Naked Girls page?
It's on Naked Girls.
Go to
Naked Girls TV.
Go and find it and watch it. And if you've seen it, some of you need to go and rewatch it and really understand just exactly what it is, what it was then, and what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to bridge the gap. And it's from some of the things that I've read, and what my energy tells me is that some of us is not picking up on what it really means.
Really serious about this.
Yeah, the seriousness of it and the importance of sisterhood. That's what the whole movement is about. Sisterhood. Like, but I do understand too that we have to learn behaviors. You know, and it's hard to undo something that's been oppressed so long when you make up your mind and say, okay, I'm not going to be like this, or I'm not going to be this way. Now you have to practice that because you're so used. You know, we've normalized our suffering that we have to undo this behavior. So look in your own mirror. Like I say, do your mirror check. Don't worry about my mirror check. Don't worry about if I'm looking at the board. Do your mirror check. I'm straight.
Yeah, on that. Stop. But yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, really, real talk. Like, because to the core of it, if we can't discuss something that is so in our face, we're not going to discuss nothing else, you know. And we got some real things that we need to talk about. We got some real race carrying we need to do. And we can't walk beside our sister side eyeing her. You know, I say you can't teach who you don't love. You can't march with who you don't love. You can't you can't hold hands. You can't eat. You can't do nothing. You can't go into business. You can't do nothing with someone that you don't love. And we need real unity with ourselves. Fuck a man. Fuck the government. Fuck all that. I'm talking about I am my sister's keeper. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who, when it's all said and done, only your sister knows what it is to be a sister.
Exactly. I just said on Sunday, we're all struggling from the same thing, just on different spectrums. Exactly. Like, if you know I'm suffering and you my sister, you say you love your sisters or you love black people, help me. Because I don't have a problem saying I need help. You know, I can sit here before all y'all and say I have a holistic therapist because I needed the help. But I had this sister right here as a therapist. I had Sister Shamika as a therapist. I have Brother Javon as a therapist, plus my own therapist. And Professor Carl, I mean, I was seeking help everywhere, wherever I could get it, because I had to, you know, build myself up in order to complete my mission. I don't want to help my sisters knowing inside that I'm partially broken. Like, I want to be whole, so the energy that I project is good energy, good vibrational energy. You know what I mean? So a lot of people I just ain't going to be able to do, because, you know, I mean, you have to, you know, and I say this too, if you trying, like, I'll give my sisters, because I understand our oppression and this fight against us. So when I see it going to the left, I'm going to reach out to my sister and at least say, hey, you know, what did you mean by that? Can we talk about this? How can we fix this? See, I'm woman enough to do that. And we need women. I have to roll with women who's big enough to pick up the phone and say, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should apologize for that. Or I didn't mean it like that. See, that's what I was saying on Sunday. We don't communicate. And then when we communicate, it's not effective communication. I mean,
and that's another thing too. You know, that we talked about that this morning, communication. Jay said, love your shit if you never have to touch it or oil it or wash it. Love it if all combs, brushes, and any hair tool was never invented. That is so true. Shamika says, I'd rather do my own hair and my daughter's hair. I only allow someone else to do it if I'm pressed for time. Jamaica said, if you comb your hair often, it desensitizes the scalp. Is that, I believe that. Valerie says, feeling limited in the way we can style our natural hair contributes to not going natural. Also being aware or have access to products to manage natural hair so it doesn't look dry. This is the thing of what we're saying, Valerie. There is no specific look is your look. Hair is not supposed to look oily. It is the way to shine off of relaxed hair and the heat from the styling tools. That's not how our hair is supposed to look. And you can find natural things. And really, we're trying to put stuff on the outside. You have to change your diet. The change comes from the inside, the same way your skin changes. Most of us don't drink enough water. Most people are not even using the bathroom. So you have, your body is full of toxins. We eat processed food, all type of stuff. If you've not had a great detox, get your Country Boy Detox that Javon Michael Clark makes. Shameless plug. Put your information up, sweetie, and detox your body. Give your body a tune-up so you could give yourself a fighting chance. But everybody wants to know what to put on it, but nobody wants to know what to put in your body. Right. The hair grows from underneath your scalp. It's not just, on there. So the thing is, you have to change what you think your hair is supposed to look like. And a lot of people don't give themselves a chance to find that out. And I don't specialize in natural hair because I don't know enough about it, but because I don't think, first of all, I don't want to have a whole room full of products guessing what works on somebody.
Exactly.
A lot of people have hard water and they say we don't unless you're in the country. A lot of us walking around with Flint, Michigan type water. Maybe not as bad, but I'm just saying, when I was growing up in New York, we used to have to let our water run because it used to come out brown. And that was when I was a little girl and I'm 42. So it's not a new problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people's hair is not doing right because of what is in our water. But nobody wants to talk about those things. And then we want to put things on it to make it look shiny. But the regular shampoos and stuff, it's just a lot. And it's more than just shine, and you have to love yourself how you are, bottom line. And as soon as you can do that, the better it would be, because it don't stop at hair. It starts at hair.
Right.
Because we can't do, nobody maybe try to, unless you want to bleach your skin. You may quickly, more easily decide, okay, well, I can't change my skin complexion. So the first thing you fuck with is your hair. And if you don't love your hair, it ain't going to love you back. You don't fuck with it, it don't fuck with you. I believe in the vibration of that. Just like your mother, my mother used to be like, if we having something, don't do my hair. I don't want your vibes on my hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Same thing, you touching on your hair, you don't like your shit. And then you want to know why I feel like that. I'm saying, if they could tell you could talk to a plant and it could grow, I know your hair feel the vibration you pulling that's coming up out of you to it.
Right. I mean, as a beautician, my beautician, excuse me, but my beautician, I've been with the same person for 30 years. I actually drive an hour. We should be making sure our ends are cut, and like you said, fruits and water that are contributes to that. And I just forgot my point, so sorry, it'll come back.
Oh, no problem. I know how that goes.
But I was gonna say too, a lot of products. I've spent a lot of money in products trying to find exactly what works for my hair, and I'm still, and I'm still trying to find it. But like today, I was like, I had a scarf on my head earlier, but I took it off just for the purpose of the program. And I was in here and I told Chris, I said, but my hair looks so dry and it don't look right and I need some grease. You know what I mean? And she said, well, I mean, and technically it probably didn't. It's just the way that my hair is. When I was little, I had the sandy hair. So it's still learning to fall in love. I love sometimes it's so wonderful to be able to get up and know you can wet your hair down, dry it off a little bit, put some product in it and go. I mean, it's I love it sometimes, but then sometimes it's a lot of work and we just don't want to comb. It takes time to detangle. You got to cold wash it. You got to detangle it. And we don't want to put that time, in our hair a lot of times. This was what my thought that I lost. Because I had this question a while ago when I was pushing the natural hair agenda. And maybe you can answer or maybe somebody can answer. But I'm just wondering about the sisters that go natural because they want to go natural and then they say, well, I'm gonna put all this weave down my back for protective hairstyles. Like, that's bullshit. Like, I don't know who they think they fooling. Protective hairstyle from what? When you have black hair, you have some of the strongest hair in the world. Ain't no elements no?
I mean, well, like say for example, it is actually more brittle than I think people give it. Because it's coarse, people think it don't need love, right? So it's still a myth of what you're saying, the protective hair. When I say a myth, I mean that term to me really started from people that either you want your hair to grow out and you're not comfortable with the length, so you say you're protecting it from your damn self.
But do our hair really need protecting?
Well, put like this, in our DNA is maybe used to a different climate, depending on where you from and all that type of stuff.
Right.
But not to the extent in which we make an excuse for it. Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? People say that before they've ever had anything happen to it. Let me protect it. All that means is most of the time, let me put something up. Let me put it up so that it does not, I don't have to fool with it. Now, I know Jamaica does a lot of protective hairstyles for people that's trying to grow their hair out because everybody don't want to start off looking like a little boy. I joke and say it. I like saying it, little boy, right? And so, but actually is the best thing for you to do because then you get to see your curl pattern. Some of the stuff can't be manipulated in because it's too long. If you start it from short and grow it out, you get a chance to see what your hair does at different stages. You'll actually figure out what you like, but we don't do that. We want the length. I was one of those people that talked about not wanting to cut their hair off. I used to ask my clients, when the ones that did want to go natural, like, let us grow it out as long as you could, because if they didn't like it, I didn't want them to go back and get a relaxer. I wanted to be able to sew a weave onto it so that it can be longer. So that's what I mainly saw people ask me for. I didn't hear that protective style, those type of comments until it got to be something that was like a mainstream type of comment. Actually, probably one day me and Jamaica will talk about it from a cosmetologist standpoint, because I truly believe I'll talk about it from my standpoint. I would transition into doing a beauty supply store online or in person. I would rather do that than to convince people that they need me more than they need me. Now, if you want to get a pampering service, you do want to have, you're not ready to wear it out and you want to get, something done to it, a protective style. Sometimes I'm just saying, I would sell products. I'm just saying, and I think that people don't talk to their cosmetologists don't talk to their clients enough because it cuts into their money. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be worried, because this is your profession. When you got your license, when I got my license, I would have never thought that being natural would be an end thing. And we have a license that does not teach us how to work on our type hair. We need to talk about that. We need to go to the state board and discuss, why is that not enough? Why do they not focus enough on African American hair. But I know for me, if I'm being naked, when I was in school, I didn't want the African American head doll. I wanted the white person doll because they had us doing stuff like finger waves and stuff. And it was like, I couldn't lay that hair down. So I wanted the hair that was already straight so that I could manipulate it more. She
came to get her seat, but I'm not moving. Did you pull up in the Beamer?
Yes, I did. You don't
and so we will have our hey boo. We'll have a roundtable discussion about that at some point, about cosmetologists and their role in this movement, because we have usually played a role in every movement, and this one we're too silent on. And meanwhile, our clients are suffering. It's people that desire to go natural that can't because their hair have been messed up and they have been misinformed, and so it's a lot of other things happening with that. But again, when it comes to this colorism conversation, we have to take this seriously because, we know the police is killing our black men and even our sisters now, but our black on black crime ain't slow up not a damn bit. And if we ain't talk about hair, knowing that damn this shit is an issue and this light skin, dark skin is still an issue, then we damn sure not talk about our kids dying.
That's right.
And we just got a lot of work to do. And enough is enough. We've had this conversation so many times over and over again, but we're going to keep talking about it because this is a habit that needs to be broken. I understand that we're not being insensitive. Just because I got a natural, I know that it's hard. People ask me, I don't know if I could be a naked girl. Can I be a total woman? I'm sorry, you can't. Because you need to know how it feels to step out into the world as yourself. Mm-hmm. And the only way you could do that is being naked. And one of the signs of being naked is wearing your hair. You can't be naked and you don't accept how you look. You can't tell me that you love yourself if you don't accept that. And I promise you, you do not have this amount of women that are naked that are smiling and feel good and think that we're faking. Like, we are really not faking.
She won. Did you win?
Huh?
Did you win?
Mm-hmm.
Winners over here. We in the winner circle. This is the winner bracket over here.
I'm telling you, if you want to be original, be you. Because don't nobody, your hair is like your fingerprints. Don't nobody have your same. And then we still got so much mixture in us. You got your this here, your this there, this there. And like I used to say when I had my blondes, be like, why can't I get in touch with my slave on the side? I know I was so ratchet and wrong for that. But I used to think, I know. And I used to crack the fuck up. Girl, I was lost. But now I'm found. You know what I'm saying? Like, I so understand when people say naked girls be damn saying shit. No, let me tell you something. I'm the representative for some damn street dumb shit. I just didn't watch TV because I didn't watch TV. My blue dot always been kind of beaming something, so I was just like, but I was stuck in my head, so that's another story. But for the most part, like, I've been that person that's been doing all the other the shit that we talking about. You know what I'm saying? I made all those damn mistakes. I'm still every day, somehow peeling off a layer just when I thought I'd get to the core. Right. It's something else that I'm still stuck with that the world has shown me that's become a part of me that I don't fucking want no more. So I'm not saying that it's easy. I so understand, but I'm saying trust your sisters. We would not tell you that you'll feel free if you wasn't. We don't want no women not walking around happy. We got enough unhappy women. We already walking around cursing people out. That's why they think we so angry. We want to change that. We trying to help you. We trying to free you up. We don't want you to be angry anymore. And you cannot be happy hiding from yourself. Get you some weave on a special occasion if you just so need it. I'm just saying.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it's a joke. I'm just saying because it's people. I mean, like I said, I'm a cosmetologist. I get people that say a but. And that's not a naked girl thing. That's a I want to do it, but I'm saying try it. That's like if you try it, you'll like it. You know what I'm saying? You'll find stuff to do with it. And then if you don't, then you'll do certain things, but don't go back to old way.
I mean, but when you got weed, well, I guess it's a little different, but you ever been in a salon and they come in and talk to the beautician and it's like, I want 100 piece, or what is the 32 piece, the 50 piece, the 60 piece. I mean, you know, and they finding different ways to do it. It's tutorials on YouTube. You know, it's ways to find, because I was just saying, I just don't know how to do my natural hair. So, but, you know, I'm finding ways to do it so that I like it. But I would never put chemicals back in my hair. I don't care if I wear my hair the same way every single day. I'm not going backwards. Yeah. So, you know, don't be mad because, you know, we're trying to, the whole naked girl movement is about being free, being transparent, and be naked. Don't be mad. You know, y'all mad at us. You know, I mean, why you mad at truth?
Exactly.
Because it forces you to look in your mirror, and this self-hate, nobody wants to dislike themselves. Like, it's, nobody wants to admit that I really don't fucking like myself. I don't like my hair. I don't like that I'm this size. I don't like this. I don't like that. We don't want to admit that, because if you admit that to yourself, that you don't like yourself, then you have to do something about it. Exactly. Like, you would be ignorant to not like yourself and not do something about it.
Exactly.
And we don't want to do anything about it because we're lazy and we're comfortable in oppression. God, exactly. We so comfortable in oppression. I don't know. I don't want to be comfortable. I'm not going to be comfortable in oppression. I refuse to be comfortable in oppression.
But I mean, and it makes you have to work, and people don't want to work. So put like this: when we see you and you don't want to work on your you, it shows us that you want to be comfortable in your oppression. It doesn't make us think you're strong. It doesn't make us think you love yourself. It makes us see a scared child that's not scared to show the world who they are. And that's just, it doesn't fool anybody, you know? And so, I mean, again, like I said, I get people that call me all the time, like, why are you talking about this? You're a cosmetologist. Well, it's better for me, for my sisters to be free, unless you have, you know,
and that's
I don't have
real. That's love. It's just,
you know
like, what I'm saying? That's
and
love.
I've always been like that. I don't want to lose the integrity of what I came into, and I wanted to beautify a woman from the inside out first, so that they could love themselves. Everything else after follows. And you know, we are so off course. We have to stand strong because we have young girls that need to look up to us. And how can they look up to us? When they look out into the world, what do they see that looks like them? You know what I'm saying? And we have to make, we have to make our presence more known. And it's just time for that. We're in this era all over again. And this time, let's not let it pass us by. So I got on my, I'm going to see if you can see my shirt. Can you see what it says? Dang, you can't see it.
It says, I love you to the moon and back.
I love Misty to the moon and back.
I love you to the moon and back, and I'm going to put some stars in there.
And I want every day, I want us to make it our mission to say, we love our sisters. You tell a sister she's beautiful. Tell a girl, I like your outfit. Tell, I like your hair, especially when you see natural women, natural little girls, especially. Tell them, I love your hair. I don't care what you think she thinks it looks like. You know those days when you could be like, she done played hard today. You know what I'm saying? I love your hair. I love you. You are beautiful. We need to see that. The more we say that, the more people would say that, and we need to pass it on. And when we come together and erase this line of colorism, Dad, we didn't even talk about us going to the plantation.
Just a little bit,
but okay, so yeah. Excuse me. So when we erase that line, then we could come together and we could truly carry the race on our backs the way we are made. The resilience of our DNA. If that's what we still have, resilience. But we can't do that divided. Let's not be everything we've been in the past. Let's let today be the first day of the greater days ahead. Let's love our sisters, no matter what shade she is, and no matter how long or short her hair is. I love everyone. I'm gonna take us out again with I'm Beautiful. I was gonna play Get It, but with this, I just feel like we need to play I'm Beautiful.
I'm burning up. It's hot in here.
Hey, my Chrissy, you ready? I'm outside.
I'm beautiful, I'm so fine.
what we gotta tell them, y'all. Hey, I've been doing my own thing. Set the rules to my own game. Hey, I set the rules. They say that I am conceited. Well, I must admit, I think I'm the shit. They say that I talk too loud, but when I rock the crowd, sit your black ass down. I can't, I do. I wake up just to make my own rules. I can't not lose. I'll pay the cost to make my own move. Yes, clap your hands. Hey, 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 hey. I'm better than you. Yeah. That's what you gotta tell them. I've been doing my own thing. I'm better than you. Hey, you got to. Your hair is setting the rules to your own game. I set the rules. Shamika Michelle, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Check out Cardio, Cousin and Cardio. Check us out in the morning on Bears and Bubbles, J. Michael Clark YouTube page. Sundays with Shamika on Naked Girls TV. Feedback Friday on Naked Girls TV. Are y'all stacking? Maybe Javon and Jamaica will be stacking. J&J, Stack Cap. Stay tuned. Supreme, I'm better than you. Hey, hey, hey. I've been doing my own thing. Hey, to my own game. Hey. Hey, hey. I've been working on my hey. You don't need all that. No fake nails, no fake hair, no fake eyelashes. Was born great. Not today. Have a happy Total Woman Tuesday. Peace.